So the idea for today is to build your first AI research agent. How do we build that? What are the different components that are involved in that? So this is all we will try to learn. But before that, since many of you have mentioned that this is your first session with us, so I just will give you an overview of who we are and what we do, so that you get a better idea of who is organizing this session. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Satvik. I'm the founder of Build Fast with AI. So I have worked in generative AI. I've been working in the generative AI space very actively since the last 2 years. So a bit of my story. So I graduated from IIT Delhi in 2019. So I did both my bachelor's and master's there. Then after this, I went on to work for corporate companies as in AI and ML space. But while I was still at college, I used to run an edtech company, which is primarily in education domain. So that is where I primarily get my interest in teaching, right? And this was also my first innings as an entrepreneur. So then, after my college days, as mentioned, I worked as a data scientist, AI ML engineer for a bunch of multinational banks. And then after that, I have started my second innings as an entrepreneur, which is with Build Fast with AI. We keep doing a lot of sessions and workshops on generative AI very often. So this is a session. This is a picture of me taking a session at Google last year. So what do we exactly do? So what is Build Fast with AI? As the name suggests, we are someone who enable you to build your AI ideas, right? And that too very fast. So, yeah, if I were to summarize who we are and what we do, I would just say we enable AI ideas to reality. And one of the main insight for me about the one that I've observed while working in generative AI is that so there is, let's say, 100 things happening in generative AI today. And if you look at how much of it is actually being used by individuals or companies or maybe some workflows, not even 5% of it is being used, right? So our main idea with Build Fast with AI is to help bridge this gap. So how can we enable as many people and as many organizations as possible to leverage generative AI? So that being the goal, we do a lot of workshops. So workshops, free workshops like this, where we walk you through different topics of generative AI. We have our own courses as well, which is 8 week long course, which is a very structured way to learn generative AI. And we also do a lot of consulting where we uh, work with companies to help them build generative AI initiatives. So till now, I think we are a community of more than 15,000 members. In the last year alone, we have organized more than 150 plus workshops, and we have worked with more than 20 plus corporates to help them with their Gen AI journey. And most importantly, with all this experience, one thing that we have mainly done is we have built a lot of AI, right? So our team and myself have built more than 200 plus AI applications, which are now being used by, which range from simple POCs to applications that are being used by hundreds of people. Sorry, applications that are being used by lakhs of people. So, so that being said, we also have, let's say if you are someone, so if you are joining us on a session today to learn about AI agents or maybe building your first research agent, so you would want to look at the course that we are offering as well. So this is an 8 week long course, 0 to 1 course in generative AI. So this will give you a firm grounding of all the concepts from scratch. So we have recently started our 13th cohort just a couple of days back. So if you want to register for this course and cohort, we will give you a way to do that. So by the end of this session, I will also tell you some promo codes that will help you get a huge discount on the course as well. So that being said, I will just show you what is it that we are going to do. But before that, let's set up some ground rules. So the first thing is if you have any doubt or question, so don't hesitate, just send your question on the chat. And every once in a while, I'll also take questions from the audience as well. So you can unmute and ask them. And there will be some code, a little bit of code shown during the session. But don't be afraid of code. So the thing is, whatever code that I'm showing will be very simple Python. So as long as you can understand English, you will be able to understand this. So I'm not going to show you multiple very big code bases with thousands of files or maybe lakhs of lines of code. Very simple 10 lines, less than 10 lines of code. That is what we will deal with. And the third ground rule that I have set for this session is to have fun. So we are all gathering here today on a weekday, that too late in the night. So let us all try to learn something new and have fun while we are at it. So the idea around doing this session was mainly so there is a lot of research that we do for every little thing, right? Whenever you want to. So today we will learn how to build your first AI research agent. So the idea around this is that everything that you do is actually some sort of a research, right? So let's say if you want to buy a mobile phone, you actually do some sort of a research. Let's say if you want to search for a restaurant to go, you are actually researching. If you want to go for travel, you are actually researching on places, flights, and few other things. So there are a lot of things that you do in your daily life which actually require research. So traditionally, how do you do research? So you go to Google, you type something, you get 10 pages, you read each one of them, and you note it down somewhere. And then you go to another page, then you do something. That is how you can do that. Yeah. So traditionally, whenever you do research, you generally do it like this. So you do a Google search, you search a lot of pages, you get content from it, and you do a lot of things. So the idea here is that what if an AI could do all of these, right? What if an AI could directly take whatever you're telling and it will do the Google search itself and then it will give you the answers as it is. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's say if I want to research about what things to buy, or maybe if I want to learn about something, the traditional way is to do a Google search one by one and go through everything. But now I'll show you a way where you can do research very easily. So I will also show you how this is built, but just to get you excited, I'm just showing you this. So for this, many chatbots today have this sort of a feature called deep search, right? So deep search is a way for you to like understand a lot of things. So deep search is a way for you to allow an AI agent to search different websites and give you relevant results. So that is what we will be doing today. So in deep search, so let's say I want to research about some EV market in India, right? So let's say if I want to do a startup and I'm thinking like electric vehicles would be a good market to venture into, and I want to understand what is the future of EV market in India in the next 5 years. So you can also try this. It's grok.com. So you can go there, or if you use Twitter, within Twitter also you can access this. So I'm asking, give me research on uh, EV market in India for the next, sorry, for the next 5 years. So now what an AI agent? So let's say if you were to think about this for a second. If you were to do a research on this by yourself, how would you have done it? You would go through Google, you would have find a bunch of research reports, bunch of papers, right? Understand it from them and then write a document one by one. So to do a good research report on something like this, you would have easily taken 1 week or so, right? So but now what we are actually doing is I'm using this deep search agent by Google, deep search agent by Grok. So where I have asked it to do a research on EV market in India for the next 5 years. So whatever I physically do, going through tens of websites, reading it, searching it. So that is exactly what is happening when deep search is happening. So Grok again, which is the model like ChatGPT, what it is doing is it is going to a lot of different websites. So it's as you can see, these are the different websites it has gone into, and the AI has read all these pages, and then it's giving some summary as to what it has learned from each pages, and then it's just going on, right? So we will just wait for a couple more seconds to see the final report. So deep research is just like a chat GPT query, but this is a lot more uh, uh, research intense and it'll take time. So let's say if you ask the same thing to ChatGPT without any tools or so, you will get the result almost instantly. But here we are not directly searching the internet or maybe directly querying the model. So we are asking the model to go and research 10 different things, and it's just giving us the answer, as you can see. So this is all the research. So first it has broken down the research, then it's going to calculate market size, and it is going. Okay, so while this is happening, I'll take any quick questions if there is there. So what about the accuracy of AI agents? So that's a good question. So whenever we are actually taking outputs from research agents, so generally it's a good practice. There are a lot of tools as of today that will give you a citation also. So let's say if an AI is telling that EV market is growing by 10%, so you should not take the word for it, but generally you can also see in some research also, whenever it is finding some results, it is also linking to the website as well. So whenever you feel like a particular metric is not accurate or something, you can go back to the citation and see. So it has taken all the steps by itself. So the AI in itself has broken down the problem. It has calculated market size. It has done some growth research, estimating returns on it, and so on. And now we have this overview. So this is the report that we have generated so far. So let us have a look at it. So market overview, government trends, future outlook, comprehensive market analysis. So this is a detailed analysis on, let's say, what is the growth. So let's say if I want to do uh, uh, electronic vehicle startup today, so I'll be better off if I do something in three wheelers, because it says that current penetration is greater than 50% and it's expected to grow more. So I can keep searching the model. So it's I can keep doing more deep research to get to the bottom of the problem. So this is the core idea of how you can do research with AI, right? So the idea of this session is to understand how things like these are built, right? So you might see a system like this and feel, oh, this is something that is out of the world, which it is. But you will need to, let's say you will going forward, there will be a lot of deep search agents, deep research agents which are already there. So you will need to understand how this works. So we will try to in this session. Our core idea is you build a research agent, not just use AI agent, right? So if the session was how to use an AI research agent, I think we should have like we can just end the session right away, right? So you already know how to use a research agent. It's just a prompt. So since we are at build fast with AI session, the idea is to understand how something like this is built. So now that you have a basic context of what we are trying to build and what we are going to do, so let me show you some like before proceeding any further. As I mentioned, I will also be showing some code and examples. So I just want to understand the kind of audience that we have today. So let me bring up few quick questions. If you can help me answer, we will understand the kind of people we have today. So, what describes you the best? Are you a student? Are you a working professional with less than 5 years of experience or greater than 5 years of experience? Okay, almost 60% of people have responded. So, good response so far. Okay, we have almost 75% people responding. So, once we have around 80, I'll end the poll. So, currently we have around 40% students, 33% with working professionals with greater than 5 years, and less than 5 years of experience are 25 people, 25% people. So let me end the poll and show you the results as well. Okay, so this is the composition that we have. So we have close to 60% of people who are working professionals and rest students. So which is a good mix to have. So what is the level of coding experience you have? So are you someone who is comfortable with coding? Are you someone who has never coded in life? Or are you someone who has some basic understanding of coding principles? So you can choose if you know the basics, if you are comfortable in some way, you can just choose intermediate. If you are someone who uses code in your daily life, you can choose three. If you're never coded in your life, you can choose one. Okay, we have good number of people responding already, so I'll just wait for 5 more seconds. If you have not answered it yet, so make sure you put your answer there. Okay, so I think that's great. So let me show you the answers. So we have more people who have we have more people in intermediate, which is again expected always, and we have slightly more percent of people who have never coded rather than the people who are coding expert. So yeah, so the rule that I've also set is that not to be afraid of code is especially for the people who have never coded. So it's okay if you don't understand or maybe have not done coding before. So we will be showing you very simple code, so don't worry about that. So maybe one last question that I will show is if you want to get some exciting discount codes for the generative AI launchpad, so you can actually say hi on the chat. We have good number of people responding to the question. So there are no wrong answers here. I think both are there. So yeah, if you are interested in learning more about generative AI, want to understand some latest technologies like deep search, deep research, and how you can build that for yourself or maybe for your applications. So generative AI Launchpad is a wonderful platform for that. So since you all have joined the session, so we will you will all if you wait till the end, we will all give you some exciting discount codes to sign up for our course as well. Okay. So now that we know what we are trying to build and now that we know the pulse of the people who are present here today, so let us get started with the steps that we will do. So first of all, anything that we are building is actually an AI agent, right? So whatever you are doing, the deep search that you have just seen is also an AI agent. So it is very important for us to understand what exactly an AI agent is. So we will do a quick introduction of what are AI agents and how do they work and so on. And then what we will try to do is we will try to create some simple agents ourselves. So something like an internet search agent, something like market research agent. So similar to the one that we have seen about EV market, we will also try to do that. And Google also launched a deep research agent just a couple of days back, which is free for everyone, right? So this is truly an amazing tool. So again, at the end, if you stay till the end, I will also give you how you can use this deep research feature yourself. So yeah, going back to the lecture. So our idea is to understand what an AI agent is first, right? So there is a lot of words being thrown around everything is an AI agent and so on and so forth. So the idea is let us try to understand why we need an AI agent or what we do with an AI agent first. So first of all, what will you do with what? Like I'm assuming everyone in the chat uses ChatGPT in some capacity, right? So what do you generally use ChatGPT for? You generally use it to generate some human-like responses, and ChatGPT is actually good at a lot of tasks like content generation. Let's say if you want to write posts about something, answering questions. So let's say if you want to upload a PDF or maybe something and ask questions on that, it actually does that. Coding assistant. So let's say with something like ChatGPT or maybe some other model. So these are extremely good at coding. So you can actually use them to write some initial code. But the problem with whatever we have seen is that uh, it works passively. So you ask a question and then only it will give you an answer. You ask a question and then only it will give you an answer. Right. Uh, so let's say, yeah, this is the state of what ChatGPT is. Right. So So I'm also assuming that everyone here has used ChatGPT before. So what do you think? Can ChatGPT actually replace you? So whatever your job is as a, let's say, data scientist, product manager, founder, or anything, what do you think is the likelihood of ChatGPT replacing you? So you can use chat to say yes or no. What do you think about ChatGPT replacing your job? Okay, some no's, a couple of no's, and it cannot replace us. Okay. S- Joel says no, no, no. Okay. A lot of no's. So the idea is, and again, even my answer is no, not because it's not capable, but it's because it's not programmed to do so, right? So ChatGPT, otherwise, it's a machine that generally is used for like give it a question and get the answer, and it works very passively, right? So if you want to do something, let's say if you want to do it, do research using ChatGPT alone, not using any top ups on top of them. So you just have to ask it some questions. Okay, find me this, find me that, find me this, find me that. So you will have to go through some hundreds of conversations to actually get something out from ChatGPT, right? So now, if you look at something like deep search, right? So this is a very passive system where you are asking a question and you are getting an answer. But let's say if we go back to something like deep search, and if you look at it, so this is not a passive system. So your question is very simple. Give me a research on EV market in India. So Grok, or maybe the research model itself, it's actually breaking down into multiple different steps. So instead of ChatGPT taking the question and giving you the answer, so what an agent is doing is it is taking your question, uh, it is actually thinking about it, and it is dividing your task into multiple steps. And for each step it is using, let's say it needs Google search for some tool it is doing. So let's say for this it requires some other tool it is doing. So it is doing all these steps to get an answer, right? So this is how chat gpt cannot replace you, but the idea is AI agents will replace you, right? So chat gpt, the problem as mentioned, it's instruction based, it cannot self critique, it does not connect to external tools, it is not autonomous. But something like deep research is all the things otherwise. So if you look at deep search, we didn't give it just an instruction, we gave it a goal. So the goal is to do a research, it's actually doing it. So let's say something like deep research can also critique, so it can look at its own outputs and think whether it's right or not. So it can also look at the external web pages, and it's not only limited to its training data. And more importantly, it's autonomous. So the thing is, I just asked it one question. It just figured out everything by itself. Whatever it wanted to search, it is doing it. And then it's giving me the answer at the end of the day. So yeah, AI cannot replace you. So ChatGPT in its state and form cannot replace you, but AI agents will actually replace you, right? So if you are taking a market research agent, so you see that there are a lot of research analysts in the market available today. Uh, this AI can actually produce better reports than most analysts that are sitting out there. So what's going to happen to the jobs of them, right? So AI is actually coming after your jobs faster than you realize. So that is why it's very essential for you to upskill in like a generative AI, learn these concepts, and future proof yourself. So now that you have a big background on the limitations of AI, so let us try to understand a definition of an AI agent themselves, right? So if you were to ask me a single line definition of AI agent, I would just say these are LLMs that can think and do something, right? So as mentioned in the earlier slide as well, so you give it any question. So what it will actually do is it's actually thinking to itself, and it is going to write different steps: reasoning step one, reasoning step two, reasoning step three, and then it's actually doing it. Do, do. So that's the exact thing that we are also seeing here. So here, if you ask the question, so I gave it a question. So it's actually the first step is breaking down. So it's actually thinking, and then it's actually doing something. So okay, I want to do this, I have to calculate this, I will have to do this, then it's doing everything by itself. So the simple definition is AI agents can be designed. So are some piece of software which are powered by LLMs that can think and do something. So if you want to get a little more uh, descriptive answer about what AI agents are, you can say that AI agent is a software entity that can perform tasks, make decisions, interacting with the environment autonomous, right? So instead of you giving each and every instruction, you just said, okay, find this is the EV market in India. Just find it and tell it to me. So this AI, it's actually writing some plan. It's going back to itself. It's reviewing it. It's doing whatever it can, and then it's giving a summarization here. Right. So that is what an AI agent generally does. So instead of working on an instruction-based task, it will look at a goal and it will decompose the task into different ways. So this is how it generally works. So any agent, this is the core architecture that you can see. So let's say this is the user or a machine. So here, let's say this is me who is sitting here, and I'm asking an AI model to actually find what is the EV market in India. So this is the LLM. So the brain of the agent is actually a large language model. So this is the large language model. So this could be anything. It could be your GPT model. It could be your Gemini model. Whenever the deep search that I've shown actually uses Grok 3 model. So Grok 3 model is Elon Musk's XAI company. So Grok 3 is the model and that is being used when we are looking at this example. But similar feature actually exists in ChatGPT as well. ChatGPT has a feature called deep search, and even Gemini has. But for simplicity, I've shown you the Grok one. So what is happening exactly? So whenever you are asking an AI agent to do something, so it's actually planning the steps. After planning the steps, it is actually doing some tool search. So let's say if it requires a web search. So we want EV market in India. So it is obviously doing some web search to find some latest reports. It is reading all the reports from this. It's understanding whether my output is exactly what a user wants. Then it's giving back to the LLM and you are getting an answer. So all this is happening. So whenever you are using a system like this, so it's like don't think that there is some magic or maybe something that is out of the box that is happening here. So the simple thing that is happening is an agent is looking at something, it is making a plan, and then it's getting the results, and then it is summarizing at the end of the day. So this is how AI agents work. So these are the step by step. So they receive tasks from users, they plan the responses, and they can access tools. So this is the core part. So if you want to understand agents, you need to understand this part more than anything else. So this is what I'll show you a code example also, right? So this is how AI agents work. So I will show you one small example that will demonstrate this use case first, and then I will talk about the overall agent as well. So what are some popular AI frameworks that you can use? So there are a lot of frameworks like Crew AI, LangGraph, PyData, which is now called Agno, Swarm, Small Agents, Pydantic AI. So there are hundreds of AI frameworks that are available as of today. So you can choose anything that works best for you. But today I'll actually show you some examples using PyData, and I will also use LangChain to show you how you can do some simple tool use. So again, agents are also of different types, right? Level. So there are and depending on whom you ask and when you ask. So the definition of AI agent will change from time to time. So, but this is the most comprehensive definition of AI agents that I've found recently, which actually categorizes. So AI agents is not some a single definition, as some say. So they actually divide agents into different categories. So what I'll do is instead of explaining you all these categories right away, so I'll show you few examples and then you will be able to understand these by yourself. So I'll come back to this in a while and where you will be able to understand these things in detail. So let us try to understand. So we have seen something as powerful as deep research, but let us try to think from scratch. So let us try to think from very scratch where we are using an internet agent and then we are like improvising it uh, through this. Okay. So let me go to the code part. So for people who are, let's say, new to code, I'm not like, I'll just explain what is happening as well. So first of all, the simple thing that I'm doing is whatever we could do with ChatGPT. So that is the same thing that I'm trying here. So let me go to this and let me ask a simple question: Ki, when did Kargil war happen? So it says that Kargil war took place between May to June or July of 1999, and it occurred around this. So it's actually giving this. So with this three lines of code, what I've essentially done is I am using a ChatGPT functionality. So this is the prompt. So the prompt is being sent to GPT model, and GPT model is giving me the output here. So this looks fine, right? So you ask a question, it's giving an answer, it works perfectly. But the problem arises when you want to use this model for some latest news. So let's say recently ICC Champions Trophy happened, right? Just a couple of weeks back. So uh, any cricket buffs in the group who can help us with who won the ICC Champions Trophy, the recent one? So no cricket buffs in here. Okay, India. Okay, great. So let us ask GPT the same thing. So let us see what it thinks. So it says ICC Champions Trophy was last held in 2017 and it was won by Pakistan and they defeated India in the final. So the this is absolutely wrong, right? So why do you think that this is happening? Why do you think a GPT model with all the knowledge in the world is not able to answer a simple question like this? So you can use the chat to give the answer. So why do you think? Okay, memory not updated, training data is old. What else? Knowledge cutoff, trained on old data. Right. So that's the exact problem, right? So whenever you are using a GPT model, so the problem with this is that training cutoff date. What is the training cutoff date? The training cutoff date is October of 2023. So anything that has happened after this uh, time period, it actually does not know anything, right? So uh, this is the problem. So let's say if you want to use an agent in your real life or maybe some use cases, so you can't be using a model that does not know anything that has happened in the last 1.5 year. So, but you might ask me, okay, I don't think that this is a problem because whenever I use ChatGPT, it seems like it gives a good answer. So let's go to ChatGPT and ask the same question and let us see what it gives. So in ChatGPT, there is this option called search, right? So I'm using a GPT-4o model, the same model that I've used here. So the idea is instead of uh, asking it directly, so what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the search button. So this actually gives AI power to search internet and then get answers from the internet rather than relying on its own knowledge. So I asked who won ICC Champions Trophy. I'm searching it. So if I send the query, so ChatGPT is actually searching the web first, and then it is giving the answer. India won the most recent trophy in 2025. As simple as that, right? So now if I'm building, so let's say I am someone who's building a website, or maybe let's say if I'm someone I want to create my own research agent per se. So how do I insert this search functionality into my model using code? So that is what we will try to see this. So what I'm doing is I'm using a tool called SERP API. SERP API is a tool that allows your model to do Google search. And uh, and very simple code. We are just initiating two, three functions and two, three variables here and there. And don't be afraid. So this is a standard code. So even I don't remember this line by line. So I just got it from somewhere, and this is how you can create a AI agent. So now let me run this. And now, instead of asking the model, earlier we have asked the model who won the ICC Champions Trophy. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking a model, and to that model, I'm adding a search tool. So instead of directly using the model, I'm using an internet agent. So which is basically the LLM combined with the search tool. So let's say basically, if you're taking a prompt and we are sending it to an LLM and we are getting the response. So now what we are basically doing is we are giving search capability of the model. So whenever you ask something that LLM does not know, it will search and it will give you the response. So that is what we will try to do. So now let me repeat the same question. So in who won the ICC Champions Trophy? Now we should probably get good answers. So let us try our luck. Okay, it's actually giving. Okay, so the thing is, these AI agents that you are using are not completely perfect. So let me ask this. So now what is happening is that it is looking at the question. It does not know the answer. So it's actually searching the internet as we speak, and it's now giving us the correct answer. So basically, what it has done, the LLM is thinking to itself that, okay, I don't know anything that has happened after October 2023. So let me do a Google search. So it's actually doing a Google search, and in the Google search, it found the answer. So then it's giving us the answer saying, okay, yeah, India won the ICC Champions Trophy. So this is how you can actually create a very simple AI agent using AI. So any questions or queries on this so far? So you can send the question on the chat and ask if there is any question or anything. So for people who are wondering what this is, so this is called a Google Colab Notebook. So you don't need any complicated installations on your system. You don't need any IDs or something. As long as you have a internet browser, Chrome or something, you can run all the AI code directly within the browser. And the best part is you don't need a decked up, most fashionable laptop. So you can actually take any laptop and this code will easily run because all the processing is happening in this notebook or maybe in the browser. So virtually any code that you can wish, you can actually write it this. Llama Index is the same. So Llama Index is also a similar service as LangChain. How do we deploy the agent? Okay. So deploying the agent, again, just like you deploy any piece of Python function, you can do the same with the AI agent as well. Okay, great. So one other thing that you need to notice is that, let's say here I have asked a question where I'm asking who won ICC Champions Trophy in 2025, and I'm asking an internet agent. So basically, whenever I'm using an internet search, I'm actually having to two things are happening. So one thing is instead of getting an instant answer, so it's actually searching the entire internet. So I had to wait for 15 seconds to get the answer. So whereas if I'm just asking it the question directly, so it's only taking hardly 1 or 2 seconds. So the thing is, for simple questions, we don't want AI to search for internet, right? So what do we do in that case? So let's say this is the internet agent. We have asked it the question and now it's searching the internet. But the thing is, I don't want to spend 15 times more time. And let's say Google search API is also something that I'm paying for. So I don't want to pay extra time and waste extra time and money on this. So let's say for some simple question like when did World War One end happen? So if I'm doing a Google search, then I'm wasting time, right? So how do I ensure that this is not happening? Okay, so let me just run this. So here, when I'm asking when did World War One happen, so it's looking at the answer, and it's giving the answer within 2 seconds. So it just did the same as before. So the thing that you need to notice is these AI agents are intelligent. They are not some rule-based agents, rule-based systems where you tell them to do something and they are directly doing it. So here, since you have asked it, Champions Trophy winner in 2025, it's actually searching and it is telling that, okay, my knowledge is only till October 2023. So let me search the internet and give the answer. So it's actually searching internet. So when I asked a question about World War One, so it actually happened in 1900s. So that is certainly in its training data. So you see that now in this case, the agent is not searching the internet. So earlier it was searching, now it is not searching. So that is the entire point. So these LLMs can think, these LLMs can reason and then do what is necessary. So that is what we are exactly seeing here while developing AI agents. So the this is the overall. So till now, what we have seen is that we have seen only a basic thing, right? So what instead of taking a prompt and sending it to an LLM directly, so what we are actually doing is we are linking up with the LLM search tool, right? We are not using any complicated architecture. But if you want to build something that is more functional, more intensive. So a simple Google search every once in a while does not work. So you will have to build a bit complicated system, right? So that is what we will try to do it. There are a couple of questions. I'll just answer them and then I'll go to the next part. What's the difference between tool and agent in LangChain? So tool is basically, so let's say this is the tool. So in this case, whenever you're using, okay, sorry, let me change the color. Okay, so this is the tool. This is the agent. So tool is the, so let's say there is an LLM and with this LLMs, we might have tool one or tool two, let's say, and tool three. So each one of them individually is a tool. So this can be a Google search tool. This can be a, let's say, uh, Python code running tool. So this could be a Google Calendar tool. So these are individual tools, and the system in whole is called an agent. How do I get the recordings? So yeah, all the recordings will be available on our website and YouTube, so you can do that. So where can I find the code? So yeah, we will send the code. We will upload it on our Build Fast experiments channel, and you can get it from there. Okay, great. So now I'll actually show you how you can actually build a research agent. Before talking about research agent, I'll just want to talk about a library that we have been building. So just like LangChain, Llama Index, Agno, and many other libraries that you're seeing, our team at Build Fast with AI has also built a library called EduChain, so which is very useful if you are looking. So this is a AI library that helps people build education applications, quizzing apps, and so on. So you can also check this out. So this is very similar. So this is built on top of LangChain, and it will actually allow you to create a lot of quizzes, questions, and so on top of anything. So I'm sending the link. So if you are kind enough, you can just throw a GitHub star on this. So I'll just send the link while I start the next part of the lecture. So whoever helps us with the star will also get an additional code. I'm just kidding. So yeah, you can show us some love. You can just click on the star button so that it will help more people recognize us. So just take a couple of seconds if you can do that. Okay, great. So you can do that, and we will go back to the lecture now. So till now we have again seen something that is very simple as that. But let's say if you want to build a agent that is as complicated as the deep search that we have seen, how can we do that? So till now we have seen how you can take an LLM and link it to a single tool. So now we will take an LLM and link it to multiple different tools. So that is what we will try to achieve right now. And I will also show you one more complicated example at the end. So stay tuned till that time. Okay, so this is the code for a finance agent or maybe a market research agent. So let's say if you want to do some sort of market research or maybe stock research. So this is the agent that you can do. And let's say for something like stock market research or something, you might need multiple tools, right? You might need some internet data for sure. So you might want access to some stock market reports or something. And you might also want access to some sort of calculator tool, or LLMs are bad at math. So you might also want to hitch it up with some calculator tools or something so that it can understand and do any calculations if required. So that is what we will exactly try to do. So you can do the same with LangChain as well. So the idea to show you a different library in a span of just 1 hour is to just show you get as much exposure as you can. So we have learned about Grok, we have learned about LangChain tools. You have also seen our library EduChain. So this is the research agent where we are using this library called Agni. And all the things are very simple. So you just start by writing few lines of code here and there, and you are done with it. So before I show you some complex example, let us try to do the same thing with so what I'm doing here is I'm actually showing you how I can actually use Agno to do some research. So in this case, what I'm doing is instead of I'm just using a simple LLM. So there is this Gemini 2.4 Flash model. So what I'm doing is I'm just asking it to write a report on NVIDIA, right? And I'm asking it to give some outputs there. So let me run this. Okay. As you can see, I just asked it to write a report on NVIDIA, but the model is just giving us some vague answers, right? So let's say it's just giving a theoretical answer. There are not a lot of numbers. There is not a like if it is doing a research on NVIDIA, I would have expected it to give me some results about the current stock price, how it will improve, and so on. So what I'm going to do is going to take an LLM and I'm going to add it to the different tools. So I'm going to add a stock market tool. I'm going to add a research tool and so on, so that it's able to think well. So now instead of using a simple agent, so here we have just used a model and we have just asked the model the same thing. So now if we want to build a complicated agent, so which has multiple different ideas, so this is what we could do. I'll just clear that out. Okay. So this is the agent that we are doing. So now instead of just using the model, so now I'm adding the tools. So tools I'm adding, the tool that I'm adding here is called a reasoning tool, which will help the model think in multi-steps. instead of just giving you one answer and done. So this reasoning tool helps the model uh, think in different steps. And we have this Yahoo Finance tool. So again, if you want to do a stock market research or market research, we need to give it some latest stock prices, latest stock market reports and all. So this is the tool that does that. And if you count the number of lines, so it's actually a single line of code, but even if you want to count this as separate lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say overall 5. So with around 5 lines of code, you are actually able to create a market research agent. So let me run this and show you how the results will be there. So I'm asking it to write a research report on NVIDIA. So it's thinking, as we can see, it's thinking in this reasoning, and then it's doing some tool calls. Then it's actually giving us some report. Yeah. So now you can see that it's actually giving some report on current stock price. It's also doing this. It's giving some analyst recommendation, should you buy it or not, and what are some latest updates by the company. And you can also see what all it has done. So it has thought first, then it got the company info, then it has analyzed the answer and so on. So this is the simple report that you could generate. I think this is not, the earlier I ran it, the report was very long. So let me run this again and see. But the idea is, if you want a longer report, you just mention that, give a very detailed report analyzing every aspect of the company. So you now you see that it's actually giving little bit more analysis. So let's say if you want a detailed analysis, you can just mention um, the analysis should be at least 1,000 words. So now I as in okay, there is okay, Google AI issue. So the thing is, since I'm using the model for multiple times, so Google Flash, I'm using a free version of the model. There is only certain number of times that you can use the model for free, right? So you can use the model 1,000 times a day, and the hourly limit is close to 100 or 200 times. So I might have exceeded the per minute limit, so that is why I'm facing the error. But the idea is, if I wait for 2, 3 more minutes and I rerun this, it will actually run. So that this is the idea, right? So if you want to develop some detailed report, so let me try once again. Yeah, now it's giving a full report. Detailed analysis. I asked it for a bigger analysis, and it's actually giving me 1,000 word analysis as well. Right. So this is how much time it could actually save you if you are actually using something like this. So this is the core part of the agent that I wanted to cover today. So I will actually show. So I will actually show you how you can like what is the best deep research agent that is available and how you can do that. So I will show you that very shortly. I'll take more questions on this part and more part in a while. But since we are almost at the end of 1 hour, so what I will want to do is I'll just take 2, 3 minutes to talk about the course that we are offering. And if you are someone who is interested in signing up for the course, how is it that you can do? Uh, so yeah, the bonus part is coming very soon. But before that, I just need 2 minutes to talk about the course. And more importantly, I just want to click a quick picture with you all. So if you can uh, switch on your camera for a second, I'll just take a quick screenshot that you can also, and then proceed back to the lecture. Okay, we need more volunteers. I need at least this screen to be filled. So if you are enjoying the lecture so far, learning something new, if you can just switch on your camera for a second, would really appreciate it. Okay, great. Thank you all for doing that. So let me go back to the session. Okay, so now a bit about, so you have seen, right? So you have just seen how easy it is to actually create a research agent. With AI, you can actually achieve a lot more. You can design something, you can create websites from scratch, and you can do a lot of things. So as of today, you should learn generative AI for multiple reasons. So I'll give you two main reasons. So one is the productivity benefit that you can get by learning this technology this early, right? And let's say if you are a research analyst, instead of you taking 1 week to do the task, you can actually do that within a couple of minutes. So let's say if you are a developer who takes 1 month to create a website from scratch, now you can do that within a couple of hours. Let's say if you are a founder who wants to bring your product faster to the market, you can actually use AI. So there is a huge productivity benefit if you learn to use AI very well. And the other thing is to stay relevant. So let's say most of the companies today, so most of the jobs are being automated away by AI. So if you want to protect yourself from automation or maybe stay relevant in longer term, so learning generative AI will certainly help. But again, the problem here today is everyone wants to learn generative AI. Everyone knows that it is useful, but again, it's actually very difficult for people to get started with this, right? So you don't know where to start, how to learn, how complicated it is. I don't know much to code, or I know very little code. So there are a lot of things that are that you need to figure out before signing up, like before using generative AI completely. So for you guys, we have this exciting course on generative AI where we take you from zero to one, right? So the idea is to uh, go from absolute basics. So even if you are someone who is new to coding or new to AI for that matter, so we will start from absolute zero, and we will help you with the zero to one journey. And we also have a lot of people in cohort who have built many apps as well. So you can also be one of them who is actually learning AI and building apps by yourself, right? So we have just started the course a couple of days back. So it's a 8 week long course where we will cover a lot of different topics from prompt engineering, simple LLM AI apps, and so on. So I'll just give a quick idea of how this course is also structured. So you open, let's say, social media any day, and you will hear news about a new model or maybe a new technique or new something else, so on. So the idea is how can you make use of them, right? So one thing that, let's say, if you, even if you want to learn all this, it's impossible because it's difficult for you to digest everything, right? So what we are actually going to do is, what we have done is we have divided the entire generative AI into 4 5 core concepts. So let's say something like prompt engineering and simple LLM APIs that you have seen. So that is one part. So chatbots, uh, RAG, fine tuning, agents, development using AI, so on and so forth. So if you learn these few concepts, you will be learning 90% of generative AI. So that is what we have done. So in our first module, we will learn some basics of prompt engineering and LLM APIs. Then we will understand how to create any type of chatbot using AI. So then we will learn fine tuning. Then we will learn about AI agents. So the AI agents that you have seen is only it's not even 5% of. So you have learned about AI agents only for 1 hour today, right? So the actual course is actually contains more than 20 plus videos with more advanced examples, like how you can automate your Excel, how you can scrape websites, how you can build a travel agent, and so on. So all these things are covered. And then we talk about some how you can build AI to build your own business. So those things will also be covered. And I think I forgot to change this. But in module 6, we will learn a lot about AI guardrails and so on. And last 2 weeks is completely reserved for you to build your own ideas. So where our developer team and myself will help you build something from scratch. So now you might have a very easy, a simple question. So how do I actually uh, register for the course, or how do I want to do that? So so the course has just started a couple of days, and we the registrations are still open. So if you want to get sign up for the course and you want to uh, get most discount on it, so the easiest thing that you can do is to say hi on the chat. So once you say hi on the chat, we will send you the details on the cost. We will send you the promo code. We will send you all the details that you would require. And we will also have a call and have a quick chat with you to understand if there are any issues or something. So if you are someone who is interested in signing up for the course, or if you want to know more about it, so all you need to do is just say hi on the chat. We will reach out to you and like take the next steps. And since we have just started the course, we will also give you an amazing discount and promo codes that will help you uh, uh, get a good discount or price on this as well. Okay. So yeah, just say hi on the chat. Keep that coming in. So since we have your details, the email and all, we will send you the details on DMs as well as mail. So you can make use of this opportunity where you can sign up for this course. Okay, so one other thing is, if you're not connected to me on LinkedIn so far, and you like I write a lot about generative AI on a weekly basis on or almost on daily basis. So if you want to learn about some latest updates in generative AI or something, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn, where you can get a lot of news. You can also get some news about our sessions and so on. Okay, so my LinkedIn link is on the chat, so you can just send a request to me there, and you will get you are automatically signed up to more updates. And yeah, so if you are interested in the course and want to know more about the details and all you have to do is to just say hi on the chat, right? So let's say if I was on your side, I would also text hi on the side, because yeah, even if you're not completely sure about the course, if even if some details are a little bit uh, hazy for you, don't hesitate. We are not asking you to for the commitment to pay. Just say hi in the chat. We can, if you are even remotely interested, and that will help you. That will help us give you a call and discuss more on what you are expecting and how this course can help. And one other thing is, if you want a certificate for this session that you are attending right now, all you have to do is to share a screenshot from this session and just share some words about what you have learned in the session. So and also don't forget to tag Build Fast with AI and me. Once you tag that, we will know that you have posted it, and then we will send you the certificate as well. But otherwise, the main course that we offer also comes with a certificate that will help you and recruiters identify that you are someone who is skilled in AI. Okay, so I'll take more questions shortly, but let me show you the part that you have been waiting for, which is the Gemini Deep Research. And this is again very similar to the Grok agent that I've shown, but there is a couple of different aspects to it that I'll show you. So you can go to this Gemini Advanced, and then you can select on Get Deep Research. So once you click on Deep Research, you can ask the same thing. So what it basically does is it just looks at the problem that at hand, and it's actually thinking to itself. It's actually doing a plan, and then it'll show us the plan. So let's say this is the plan. So one good thing about Gemini Deep Research is instead of directly jumping into the plan, so you ask a question and AI will say that, okay, to actually do this, this is what I'm trying to do. So let's say you can also edit the plan and add some, yeah, you can edit the plan and give it more resources so that whenever it is doing some research, it is exactly doing research on what you want to do. And I think I should not have edited it. Go ahead with any assumptions. So you see that the deep research has started. Now it will go through the entire internet and all the tools it is having to give us a detailed analysis. So one part about the Gemini deep research is it takes quite some time. So maybe sometimes ranging from 5 to 10 minutes or even more in some cases. So you can try this yourself and see how the results are looking, but we will not be on this page for more time. So yeah, so this having said that as well, so we have completed the bonus part for the session. So we have completed all the things that we have planned here. So if you are someone who is interested in knowing more about generative AI, want to sign up for some structured course. So the easiest thing that you can do is to say hi on the chat, and we will help you register for the event. So register for the course. So yeah, so now the floor is open for questions. So if you have any question or query, you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask if you have any questions about the course we offer or anything that we have discussed so far. So feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions.
Hi. Hello,
Yeah,
how you doing, sir?
yeah, I'm doing great.
Okay, I'm calling from Canada. I'm joining from Canada, Ontario. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to understand. I'm a business analyst, so I want to know how this AI agent can help me in my career path, and also I want to know how it can help me to be ahead um in my in my field, and also the course. Because I'm not finding it difficult to understand. Maybe your English, I don't know, like to understand the whole concept. So I would like to know how much for the course, what it's going to cost me to register, and then, you
See,
know,
saying hi on the chat won't cost you anything. So we will send you the price details and code on the chat.
what should I send on the chat for you to send it to me?
Just say hi on the chat and we will send you the cost details and other details as well.
Okay, done that already. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, can I use the certificate anywhere in Canada or anywhere in the world?
Yeah, so the certificate will be a general purpose certificate which certifies that you have gone through the course and done the exercises. I don't think it's like it needs any geography to do that. I think you can use it anywhere.
Okay.
Any other questions or queries? Anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, could you share the collab link, sir?
Yeah, the collab notebook, the link and everything will be uploaded on the website, and on the website also you can see the links.
Okay, okay. Thanks, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Pius and I'm from Ghana, Cape Coast precisely. My question is, in my field, we do more of academic research. And in academic research, we mostly pay much attention to references. So in developing the AI or building the AI, we've had countless occasions that generative AI or ChatGPT particularly, it gives us wrong references. So how can we integrate a code into the AI that can give us the accurate references or citations from whatever research that we are doing? Thank you.
Yeah, so the thing is, even when these days the agents that you're using, so you can just give a command, and the simplest way to do is to just mention that in the command saying that give the citations, and it'll actually give the citations to you right away. So that is one way, and there are also some complicated, not complicated, but some techniques that so whenever AI is writing something, it will also give the snippet from where it has borrowed that. So using LangChain or maybe other tools, so many tools support the citations part, so that can be enabled, and you can do that. But again, with AI, nothing is 100% accurate all the time. So again, you need to be careful when you are using it for some sensitive use case.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or queries, anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Brian Arek. I'm from Kenya, actually a student.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just requesting if when I want to use your notes, because I've seen you've arranged them well, maybe in case I want to go through them later, how can
So in our website, buildfastwithai.com/resources, we will upload the website, and it will also, the video will also be available on our YouTube channel. So you go to so we will edit the video, we will collate this thing, and that will be available to you. So there is this channel where we upload the video. So you can click on anything and you can also watch the views there. Okay. Any other questions or queries? So yeah, one last
Please,
time, if anyone,
can you drop your website on the chat box?
pardon?
Yeah. Can you drop your website on the chat box?
Yeah. There is the link on the chat as well, so you can use that.
Yeah, it's okay.
So what is AI agent forms? Agent forms is again a AI library similar to the libraries that we have seen so far. Okay, so thank you all for joining the call today. I think I'm on the call for a couple of more minutes. If you have no other questions or queries, you can feel free to exit the call. So hope you all have enjoyed this. I'm on the call for a couple more minutes. So if you have any quick questions about the course or anything, I'm here to answer. So we'll end the call in 2-3 minutes. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a lot of questions. So yeah, thank you all for joining in. Hope you have learned something new, and hope to see you all in our courses as well. So that being said, thank you. Have a good night. Okay, I think thank you everyone for joining the call today. It's been great. Hope you all learned something new, and hope to see you all in our future courses and workshops. So until then, we'll meet you.